Oh man, just like lean into it. Like just come and embrace the fear. Like honestly, like, you should be a little afraid because it's like you're gonna open up and you're gonna embrace that change. And I think fear is a big part of change. You know, like we fear letting go because it's comfortable, but it's necessary. And I think just accepting the fear for what it is and not letting that stop you. Like one of my favorite things that Courtney said was that courage was learning to be afraid and brave at the same time, and that really struck me. So having courage, fear is a big part of it. So just now just be brave. Come anyway. That was probably the most free and amazing. I just like kept thinking, so I was like soaring above the water, like I can't believe I'm here in freaking Nicaragua, like with this awesome group of people just flying on top of the water. It was just a surreal moment. It was so gorgeous here, and the lack of crowds. There's no crowds here. It's just gorgeous, like a private oasis. It was amazing. So that would probably be my favorite part of like the adventure. My favorite part of more of the like theme of the whole yoga retreat was actually probably the most awkward thing that happened, which was staring into kind of a stranger's eyes for 4 minutes. That was probably the coolest experience because time literally went by really quickly, and I'm really bad at eye contact usually. But it was really just like being seen and seeing someone else for the first time. And I did not expect that to go that deep. I didn't expect that to be a very deep experience for me, but that really did make a lasting impact on me. Slowing down, it helped me. I'm like an up in the air person. All the thoughts, fears, all the little things in my life, or like all up here, I feel like I've been scattered, tossed to and fro for a long time, and it was having yoga and meditation forced me to finally just let everything settle, like a snow globe, and grounding was very difficult, but it was about stillness, about breathing, breath, and after that first initial, kind of not wanting to surrender to that peace, it became, that's when I really found myself truly grounded. Risking connection. I did not, on the connection day, I was thinking like open up. It was like, no, like we're gonna not participate. Every morning I kind of felt like that internally, but risking, because letting people in is a little bit more vulnerable, and having connection, like real connection, not fake connection that we are so addicted to nowadays in the world, but real connection takes a lot of patience. It's risky. So for me, I almost had to force the doors open a little bit. But once I just chose to trust and connect and really share my emotions, my like raw emotions, my thoughts with another soul, and hear out their emotion and thoughts, and allow them to trust me, I was able to experience real connection, and it was just like a beautiful thing. I loved it. It was a requirement that I really wish hadn't been there, because openness, like it's easy to give someone like an answer that would be like the right answer, but it's not the real answer. Being open, being willing for people to see that you're different than them, rather than just like immediately agreeing, and also being open-minded not immediately letting your built-in judgments say their thing. You know, if you see something that's different than your usual, instead of letting, like, you know, how you, like, all of your, I don't know, pre-existing boundary on other people and expectations. Sorry, expectation is a better word. All your pre-existing expectations on others take over. Instead, just allowing there to be space and openness so that you can be your true self, not the self that you portray you want others to see you as, but your real self, and allow other people the same, that you will respect them for their differences and their thoughts, no matter what they are, and they're going to be different than you, and that's going to be okay. And seeing, like, the beauty in difference, and like the differences between people, and just being open to seeing how someone else lives their life. Well, it made me feel like I could come as I am without needing to be on the last stage of awakening. There were four stages that were mentioned, and I can't recall the exact names of each one, but I do know I was on the more of the learning, kind of the first part of ripping out all of the internal, like going through a lot of deep shadow work, kind of like ripping out everything, and then learning and seeing the possibility of hope. But I'm not quite, basically, sorry, rambling a little bit. Basically, in, like, my process of healing, it was I loved the idea, the concept of awakening, because it was able to help me feel like slowing down wasn't being lazy. You know, I'm not being lazy. I'm not behind in my process of learning these amazing things in life. I could come as I am and not feel bad that I am in a state of healing and learning and growing, because I might not have the skills I want yet, but it's a yet, and these things take time. Like, it takes time to awaken fully, and it also really helped me dissect, like, what it would take for me to show up fully, and that was being intentional with my time, just to, as an example for myself, just making the things that I truly value a priority. That was what I was awakened to do this.